Right now, as you are watching this video, you are holding an incredible secret in your hands. Literally. Ancient yogis discovered something thousands of years ago that modern science is only beginning to understand. That your fingers aren't just for scrolling or typing. Each one is a different channel to different elements and energies in your body. Stay with me because by the end of this video, you will know how to use your hands to influence your health, emotions, and even your mental clarity. This is the science of mudra therapy. But first of all, let me take you back, way back, to the Himalayan caves where Rishi Munis, our ancient sages, sat in deep meditation for years. They weren't just holy men, but scientists of consciousness. They discovered that the body is a microcosm of the entire universe and that everything we need to heal ourselves is already within us. The knowledge of mudras appear in some of the oldest texts known to humanity. First, the Gerand Samhita, which is a 17th century text. It describes 25 mudras used for awakening Kundalini and achieving higher states of consciousness. Second is the Hatha Yoga Pradipika, written in 15th century. It details mudras as essential practices alongside asanas and pranayama. Then comes the Shiv Samhita, which mentions mudras as techniques that can cure diseases and awaken spiritual energy. But here's what's fascinating. Mudras appear even earlier. In the Natya Shastra, the ancient text on performing arts written around 200 BCE, there are descriptions of 24 hand gestures used in dance and drama. Ever wondered why? Because the ancients understood that hand positions don't just communicate meaning, but they create specific energetic states. Even the Buddha is always depicted with specific hand gestures. Each one has meaning and power which aren't just symbolic. Buddha taught us that these positions support specific states of consciousness. The Rishi Munis would sit in meditation for hours, sometimes days, holding specific mudras, and they discovered first, when you hold certain mudras during pranayam, the breath moves differently through your nadis, which are your energy channels. Second, during deep meditation, specific mudras could direct prana to different chakras. Third, for healing, mudras could rebalance the five elements before disease even manifested. And they documented this knowledge in the form of sutra and shlok. The word mudra comes from Sanskrit, mud meaning delight or joy, and ra meaning to draw forth. And mudra literally means that which draws forth joy or seals in the divine energy. Now, let me introduce you to those five elements they discovered. Thumb represents the element of fire, index finger represents the element of air, middle finger represents element of space, and ring finger represents element of earth. Now, finally, the little finger which represents the element of water. First, we'll discuss about the thumb, which is the element of fire. Thumb represents the element of fire or Agni in Sanskrit. And fire isn't just about heat. It is about transformation, digestion, metabolism, and your very life force. The ancient texts describe Agni as the divine digestive fire mentioned extensively in Ayurvedic texts like Charak Samhita, where it is called Agni. When Agni is balanced, you digest not just food but emotions and experiences. Think about it. Fire transforms everything it touches. Wood becomes ash, water becomes steam, and in your body, fire transforms food into energy, thoughts into actions, and potential into reality. Now, here's where it gets fascinating. When you are experiencing digestive issues, low energy, or even lack of willpower, ancient wisdom says that your fire element is imbalanced and your thumb is the switch. When you press your thumb with other fingers in specific mudras, you are either stoking the fire, which is increasing the fire element, or cooling it down. Too much fire leads to inflammation, anger, and acidity, and too little of it leads to fatigue, poor digestion, and depression. Then we move on to the index finger, which is the element of air. Moving to your index finger, it represents the element of air or Vayu Tattva. In the Vedas, Vayu is personified as the god of the wind, the very breath of life. The Taittiriya Upanishad says, Prana is Brahman. Breath is the ultimate reality. Air is movement. It is breath, circulation, the nervous system firing signals at a lightning speed. It is also the element of thought, communication, and that of restless feeling when you can't sit still. Here's something wild. People with anxiety disorders often unconsciously fidget with their index fingers. Why? Because air element, when imbalanced, creates exactly that. Mental restlessness, anxiety, scattered thoughts, even insomnia. In mudra therapy, when you fold your index finger towards your palm or connect it with your thumb, you are regulating it. You are telling your nervous system that it's okay to slow down. Ever noticed how you naturally put your index finger to your thumb when you're trying to concentrate? Yes, that's Gyan Mudra, the mudra of knowledge. This mudra is mentioned in multiple texts as the seal of wisdom. Ancient sages discovered that this simple gesture calms the restless mind and opens the doorway to higher knowledge by sharpening your focus. Now we go to the middle finger, which is the element of space. Yes, we are talking about that finger. But forget what you think you know about it, because this finger represents something profound: space, or Akash Tattva, the void, the element that contains all other elements. The Mandukya Upanishad speaks of Akash as the first element, the womb of creation from which all others emerge. Space isn't nothing, it's the possibility of everything. It's the room between your cells, the silence between your sounds, the pause between your thoughts, and without space, nothing could exist. In your body, space element governs all hollow organs and cavities. The Ayurvedic texts describe how Akash combined with Vayu creates Vat dosh, governing all movement in the body. It is related to sound and hearing, and that is why one experiences hearing issues or that psychological feeling of being trapped, suffocated by life when your space element is imbalanced. The Shunya Mudra, where you touch your middle finger with the thumb and press them against each other. It is a mudra traditionally used for ear problems and vertigo. Shunya literally means emptiness or void. But what is more interesting is that space element is connected to pure consciousness. But wait, even more mind-blowing fact is mentioned in Mandukya Upanishad about space element and middle finger. You know the sound Om, the most sacred sound in existence. Mandukya Upanishad dedicates its entire teaching to deconstructing this one syllable. And guess what it says? Om has four parts. A representing the waking state, U representing the dream state, M representing deep sleep, and then comes the silence. The fourth part, the silence after you chant Om, is called Turiya, pure consciousness. And what is that silence? It's Akash, it's space. Now, here's where ancient wisdom meets modern science in the most incredible way. Scientists have looked up meditators to EEG machines, devices that measure brain waves while they chant Om. And what they found is absolutely fascinating. Your brain operates on different frequencies throughout the day. Beta waves, which are when you are active, thinking, and stressed, which is your normal waking state. Alpha waves, when you are relaxed but alert, which gives you calm focus. Theta waves appear when you are in a deep meditation, creativity, and this is that dreamy state. Delta waves when you are in deep sleep, healing, or when you are unconscious. So, when you chant Om, what researchers found was remarkable. During the sound, beta and alpha waves are active, which is you are present and aware. During the U sound, more alpha moving towards theta waves. During the M sound, theta waves increase. You are in that meditative dreamy state. But here's the magic. During the silence after Om, that Turiya state, that space element, the brain shows a unique pattern. The brain waves synchronize. Different parts of brain that normally operate independently start working together in harmony. Scientists call this whole brain synchronization or neural coherence. It's like your entire brain is vibrating at the same frequency, experiencing the unified field of consciousness the Upanishads called Turiya. The ancient rishis always knew this, even without EEG machines. Now think about this. Where does sound exist? In space. Where does sound come from? From space. Where does it return to? To space. The ancient rishis discovered that before the universe began, there was only space, and then came the first vibration, Om, the cosmic sound that spoke reality into existence. Here's where it gets practical. The middle finger is directly connected to your throat chakra, which is the Vishuddha chakra, and this is the center of sound and space in your body. Your throat is literally the hollow space that creates sound through vibration. Pretty wild that something so profound is literally at your fingertips, right? Now we discuss the ring finger, which is the element of earth. Let's move to the ring finger, and before we even talk about elements, let me ask you something. Why do we wear wedding rings on this specific finger? Is it just random tradition? No. There's actually beautiful ancient science explanation to it. In ancient cultures from Egypt to Rome to India to China, there was a belief that this finger contains a special vein or energy channel that runs directly to the heart. Now, modern anatomy will tell you there's no single vein that goes exclusively from this finger to your heart. But, and this is where it gets interesting, they weren't entirely wrong. In Chinese medicine and Ayurveda, this finger is connected to the heart meridian. But here's where the yogic understanding gets really interesting. Ring finger connects to the Anahat chakra, which is the heart center. Now, you might be thinking, wait, isn't the heart chakra air element and not earth? You are right. That's actually profound part. Let me explain the brilliance of this part or design. The heart chakra is air element. It represents love, compassion, breath, expansion and freedom. That's the feeling of love, boundless, free and expansive. But the ring finger represents earth element, which is stability, commitment, foundation and trust. That's the container for love. Think about it. Love without commitment is just passion that comes and goes with the wind. Literally air element ungrounded. Commitment without love is just duty. Earth without the breath of life. But when you combine them, when you ground the expansive energy of the heart in the stable foundation of the earth element, that's the starting of a lasting relationship. The ancient yogis understood something profound about relationships. The heart chakra, air element, gives you the capacity to love. It opens you up, makes you feel connected, allows compassion to flow. But air without earth, it's just wind, scattered, changeable, and unreliable. That's why the ring goes on the earth finger and not on the air finger. Because in a committed relationship, you need more than just the feeling of love. You need stability, reliability, patience, trust, and endurance. The ring finger provides the ground for the heart's love to actually take root and grow. From a mudra therapy perspective, the Prithvi mudra, where you touch your ring finger to your thumb, activates earth element and is traditionally used for increasing stability and patience, strengthening commitment and follow through, building trust in yourself and others, creating emotional security, and grounding the scattered energy. Now here's the key insight. You don't practice Prithvi Mudra to create love. That's the heart's job. But you practice it to sustain love, to give love a foundation solid enough to withstand the storms. Because let's be real, relationships aren't just about the honeymoon phase where your heart is wide open and everything feels magical. That's air element flying high. Relationships are also about showing up on hard days, keeping your word when you don't feel like it, being someone your partner can count on, and building something together brick by brick. So, what is this earth element that the ring finger represents? It is the Prithvi, the foundation, the solid ground beneath your feet. The Prithvi Sukta in Atharva Ved is an entire hymn dedicated to Mother Earth, which means the earth holds everything without discrimination, without conditions, without complaints. That's unconditional support. That's the energy of your ring finger. Earth element is everything substantial in your body. Your bones, muscles, skin, tissues, nails, hair. It's the matter that makes you solid, real and present. When earth element is deficient, you see it physically in the form of weak bones, brittle nails, low body weight and muscular weakness. But you also see it emotionally and in relationships because there is inability to commit and follow through. You constantly seek security outside yourself. There is scattered energy. You can't finish something that you started. One becomes unreliable and flaky. Fear based decision making also happens when you are low on earth element. But when your earth element is strong, when your ring finger energy is balanced, you become a strong support not just for others but for yourselves as well. The little finger element of water. This tiny finger represents water, Jal Tattva, flow, emotions, the element that makes up 70% of your planet and your body. The Rigved contains beautiful Apam hymn, Son of Waters, recognizing water as the source of all life. Water is blood, saliva, tears, fluid in your joints. It is also emotions. Ever notice how emotions feel like waves? They rise, peak, and fall. That's water element for you. When water element is imbalanced, one experiences dehydration, dry skin, constipation, etc. at a physical level. And emotionally, either you are flooded with feelings or you have dried up completely, which means you are unable to feel or express emotions. The Varun Mudra, named after Varun Dev, the Vedic deity of water, is used to increase water element. Varun Mudra is where you press your little finger with your thumb. In Sushrut Samhita, which is an ancient Ayurvedic text, it emphasizes the importance of water balance for maintaining all bodily functions. Here's the deeper teaching. Water is the element of adaptability. Water takes the shape of the container it is in. It flows around obstacles. The ancient sages observed water's nature and taught to be like water. Even Bruce Lee in many of his videos has said this, to be like water, be shapeless, be formless. Your little finger is reminding you sometimes the most powerful thing to do is not to force but flow, not resist but adapt. So now you have met all five elements, the Pancha Mahabhutas as they are called in Sanskrit. But here's where mudra therapy becomes actual science. Your body is an ecosystem. These five elements aren't separate. They are constantly interacting. Fire heats water, water nourishes earth, earth creates space, air fills up space. It's all connected. The Taittiriya Upanishad describes this beautifully. From the silence of space came the sound Om. From Om came air, the first movement. From air's friction came fire. Fire's heat condensed into water, and water solidified into earth. Modern science is catching up with what rishis knew millennia ago. Research on mudras has shown measurable effects on brainwave patterns, especially during meditation with mudras, blood pressure regulation, stress hormone levels like cortisol reduction, and even gene expression related to inflammation. What they discovered, they encoded it in texts, passed through lineages, and practiced daily. The Gheranda Samhita says, as the practice of mudra becomes established, the body becomes light and disease is destroyed. Try this right now. Sit comfortably and form Gyan Mudra, wherein you touch your index finger to thumb on both hands and close your eyes for 30 seconds. Focus on the music being played. Did you notice anything? Even that brief moment creates a shift. That's your elements harmonizing. If this video opened your mind to the power you have always had, hit that subscribe button because we are going deep into ancient sciences that modern science forgot. Wisdom that's not just spiritual philosophy but practical tools documented in our most sacred texts. Until next time, stay balanced, stay curious, and remember, you are not just made of dust. You are made of earth, water, fire, air, and infinite space. Just like the rishis taught and Upanishads revealed. Just like Om proclaimed into existence.